Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in. Recently, I've been getting a lot of questions about Burkina Faso, a small West African country that has been making headlines due to its standoff with the International Monetary Fund, IMF, regarding a staggering $200 billion loan. This situation has raised concerns about the country's economic stability and its potential impact on the broader African continent. In this video, I will unpack the reasons behind this standoff, the implications for Burkina Faso, and the possible effects on Africa's financial landscape. Before we start, please make sure that you subscribe to my channels. Like this video and share it with your friends and family. Your support helps me to reach more people with my fact-driven, unbiased, and accurate news. So let's dive into the details of this contentious issue. The $200 billion loan is part of a larger $3 billion IMF program aimed at helping countries affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. However, Burkina Faso has been struggling to meet the IMF's stringent conditions for the disbursement of funds. The main sticking point is the IMF's insistence that the country carry out reforms that would likely have a negative impact on ordinary citizens. These reforms include measures such as cutting fuel subsidies, raising interest rates, and reducing government spending. While these measures may be seen as necessary by some as a way to stabilize the country's economy and make it more attractive to foreign investors, they can also cause significant hardship for ordinary people who are already struggling to cope with the rising cost of living. Despite the pressure from the IMF, Burkina Faso's new military leader, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, has been reluctant to give in. He has been quoted as saying, "We will not do as they say. We want a better deal." This stance has put him on a collision course with the IMF, which has threatened to suspend the loan if Burkina Faso does not comply with its demands. The implications of this standoff are far-reaching. If the IMF suspends the loan, Burkina Faso could be plunged into deeper economic crisis. The country has been battling with an Islamist insurgency in its north and east for several years now, which has displaced thousands of people and put a strain on the economy. The IMF has already suspended budget support to Burkina Faso in 2022 due to delays in the disbursement of the loan. This has left the country with few options to finance its budget deficit. According to reports, Burkina Faso currently has enough money to cover just 1 month of spending without the IMF loan. Furthermore, the country is heavily reliant on imports, and without the necessary funds, it could struggle to pay for essential goods and services. The potential consequences of an IMF withdrawal could be dire for Burkina Faso, including a sharp decline in living standards for ordinary people. It could also make it more difficult for the country to attract foreign investment in the future. However, the standoff between Burkina Faso and the IMF could also be seen as part of a broader trend in Africa towards greater economic independence and self-reliance. Many African countries are increasingly wary of the terms and conditions set by international financial institutions like the IMF and World Bank. They have been perceived as neo-colonialist and detrimental to the economic growth and development of African countries. The rise of China as a major lender in Africa has also provided an alternative source of financing for African governments who are looking to pursue their own development agendas without the constraints of IMF oversight. The situation in Burkina Faso remains fluid, and it is unclear how the standoff with the IMF will ultimately be resolved. However, the implications of this dispute extend beyond the country's borders and raise important questions about the role of international financial institutions in shaping economic policies in Africa. Now, I would love to hear from you. What are your thoughts on this issue? Do you think that the IMF is being unreasonable in its demands on Burkina Faso? Or do you think that the government is justified in its reluctance to comply? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Please remember to share this video with your friends and family, and make sure that you subscribe to my channel. See you in the next one. Bye for now.